Okay, hey guys. This is going to be the final part of my DC Universe online review. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the combat and then my ultimate verdict on the game. But yeah, so there's a couple of things I wanted to cover quickly before I got into the combat and the verdict. They're to do with the questing system. They have a couple of extra things that I forgot to mention. At least I think I did. I'm not really sure if I did already explain this, I'm sorry. But they have what's called the investigation system. So there are these little green exclamation marks that you're going to find around the world, and they're usually associated with particular areas or quest lines that you should be on. They range from, say, anywhere from having like 3 or 4 to up to 6 or 7 in them. And if you complete an investigation, you get so many points for it. I think they range from 10 to 25 or so is the max. It might be 20. After you complete enough of them, or you get enough points, I think it's around 100, you get an extra skill point. So by doing these little investigations, you can essentially gain more skill points to throw in your movement type or your weapons, which is always good. It's a reason to explore the world a little bit, and also, you know, if you're just casually playing, you might still find a lot of them. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And then on top of that, they have racing, which there was my video for the actual racing part was in the actual footage of the racing, sorry, was in the last video, but I didn't really talk about it. So the racing is essentially a race. You'll see checkered flags around the world. Usually they're around purple color, I believe it is. And they will have 4 qualifications, so you'll get bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And I guess 5, because you cannot finish technically. They'll have set times associated with them. You'll use whatever your specific movement type is, so acrobatic, super speed, or flight. You'll do it to the best of your ability. If you place in one of those time periods, you're going to get some experience for it, and you get some loot for it. Not very good loot, so a lot of the time it's emblems or a soda, but it's just something extra. I mean, if you do all of them, you can probably get just 1 or 2 levels for those levels where you don't want to do that quest or that quest line. Just do some races, level up through that. It's just a little bit of extra fun. And some of them you get to turn into a gorilla, and a gorilla with a jetpack, which is awesome. Now the combat system. I picked some appropriate level areas for this one. In my other videos I was fighting, without explaining obviously, I was fighting some pretty crap shit, like, oh, don't think I can say that on YouTube. Whatever. I was fighting some like level 17 even though I was level 30. So these are some Atlanteans under the command of Aquaman, who's actually under the control of Circe at this point in the game. And they're around level 25, and a couple of them a little bit more. So one thing to note with the game is it does have a block button. So if you press shift on the PC, you will block. It will reduce incoming damage. And if you press any of your movement buttons, you'll roll, dodge out of it. And if you get stuck in any type of CC ability, you tap it. And that noise that it makes, the weird zip, and it doesn't sound like that at all. I'm sorry, that was a terrible interpretation of it. You'll basically break out of the CC at the cost of some of your power. Let's get into the combat system here. Let's get this guy who's a lone tiger shark.
Seize the drylander.
So, you know, you can throw people in the air. The higher the level the mob is, the more they actually break out of your abilities. So I can lift this guy in the air, but he'll only stay in before he breaks out for a couple of seconds, or he's staying up for a long time. There you go, he's out of it. Whereas a lower level mob is going to stay in it for a lot longer time. The game has combo buttons, so you put your points, your skill points, in your weapon, whatever weapon type you want, and you'll have combos that you get from it. So, for example, if I hold left down, I'm going to lunge at him. If I hold left down and then press it again, I'm going to spin. If I hold it again after that, you can get a 3 times combo, and I'm going to basically end it there. If I press right mouse, it's just a basic, pretty long, well, it's not really a long range attack, but it is considered long range, because they don't have to be next to you to use it. And I can also hold it down, and I'll do a focus spin, which is an actual long range attack. Like I said in the other videos, the targeting system is terrible in this game, and because it's based on sort of a sandbox game, when I do this type of thing, I have to actually aim at them, because if they move, I don't have much leeway on the attack sort of auto aiming on it. And as you saw there, I'll get flown in the air, they fly me in the air. When I tap it, I can break out of being flown into the air, which is cool. There's really not much else to say about the combat system. It's got combos in it like you would in most actual console games. You get loot, and you can run into the loot to collect it, or you can just press your control key. or your citral key, or whatever you want to call it, and you will loot everything in a specific radius around you. Now, in the other videos, it did show me picking up cars and crap and throwing that. You can do that in this game with a lot of the items in it. Let me see. Can I pick? No, I can't pick that up. Never mind. I was gonna say there are some things you can pick up. Apparently, in this area, there isn't too much, but basically, there's canisters you can pick up, which have like healing canisters, ice canisters, things like that. And the thing with the combat system is it doesn't work with mental, but when you're fire, ice, and other things like that, you can summon like a fire meteor, pick it up, throw it at the enemy. If you're ice, you can put an enemy in an ice bowl, basically. Pick up the bowl, you can hit other enemies with it, you can throw it, you can throw it really far away and just leave them there, leave them in the ice, and then use it as a CC until they break out of it. So it has a lot of extra stuff that you can do. It's not just basic button pushing. With mental, you can't do too much, but you can inflict terror, in which case it will sometimes stun them, lower their damage, might even make them attack their enemies. And obviously there are corresponding stats to these, like hit rating and how much damage you're going to do, which you can get. Things like dominance, which is sort of your hit rating. I mean, as a result of this, probably the review, I'd give the game about a 7 out of 10. It's a really good game. It's worth playing just for the free month, because it'll give you enough time out of that free month that it'll be worth the $39.99, $49.99, whatever it is, purchase. And then after that, it would be up to you to decide if you still, wanted to play it, essentially. But it's worth it for any like comic fan, DC fan. If you're a Marvel fan and the Marvel game isn't ever coming out, it's a suitable alternative. If you're into big hardcore WoW or any games that are on the WoW type of engine, where you have the not generic, because I play WoW. I'm level 85. I have videos on it, so don't get me wrong, I love WoW. But if you play WoW and you're more addicted to that type of gaming, where it's more calculated, I'll call it, you have your specific rotation, this game probably isn't for you. And if you think it is for you, then you probably already know that, right? So yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, if you guys like my reviews of the game, I would have actually uploaded this in bigger parts, but my upload speed was shot during this, and I was downloading, so I had to do them in 7 or so minute parts. But yeah, if you like my review style or anything like that, you can definitely subscribe. I will be doing a lot of DC Universe Online content, so there will be the dungeons. Hopefully I'll get to see a couple of the raids, can upload that on the channel, and other things like that. If you don't like it, I mean, you can comment, downrate me, whatever you want. I'm not someone who's going to be like jumping out of my seat writing thumbs up because I'm awesome or anything like that on the screen. If you want to subscribe, yeah, you'll get more content from me, and I may do some other reviews if they get a lot of attention. Maybe if people like them. If you don't like them, rate it down. It doesn't bother me if you leave some constructive criticism. That's the word I'm looking for. And then I'll definitely take that into account and probably do some other reviews with it. So peace out. Thanks for watching this review, and have a great day. Well, I'm tongue twisting myself there, so I'm not even going to re-record this because I'm just going to sound like a jackass. So have a great day, and thanks for watching, guys.